Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I wanted to talk to you about how I lost 20 pounds in just 40 days. This is totally out of my comfort zone, and I don't know how to do like a proper introduction or anything like that, but over the last little bit, I've learned a little bit about some nutrition that I thought maybe some of you might benefit from as well. It's always a healthy weight as a child until about 8th grade or so when I started growing, and since that time, since high school, I've always struggled a little bit with carrying some extra weight around, and I've always been super active, and despite how much activity I do and how much exercise I do, no matter what, I am always carrying some extra weight around. And then I heard like a quote a couple of months ago that said something like, you can't out-exercise a bad diet, which means you're gonna keep carrying around extra weight no matter how much exercise you do, pretty much. So it got me kind of looking into things that maybe I was doing wrong. And the turning point for me was about 40 days ago. I went on a hike with the boys, with my sons. I have 3 sons. And we went on a hike, which we do a lot. We kayak, we go on hikes, we go camping. We are super active, and I stay active all the time. But on this particular hike, when we finished the end of it, it was a bit of an incline, and I was having trouble going up and down the incline without doing a lot of huffing and puffing. I finished it, and it really wasn't that bad of a hike, but I could hardly breathe. I just was like struggling to catch my breath, and they were just barreling onto the top and had no trouble with it at all. And that day I weighed in and realized that I weighed the most I had ever weighed in my life. So that was 40 days ago. Jump ahead to today, and I am down 20 pounds just in that short amount of time. So at about that time, the 40 days ago, I started looking into some things, and I actually joined Noom, the weight loss app, to kind of just keep me accountable or whatever. I did the trial period thinking maybe that might, I don't know, encourage me to lose weight. I have lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight over the years many times. I've actually run a marathon, I've done half marathons, I've run over the years, I've done a lot of activity. It's not being sedentary has never been my problem. But my problem is that I like really large portions to eat. I just don't feel satiated unless I eat a lot of food. So it's just hard for me to feel full unless I eat large quantities. I'm kind of a bigger gal, I guess. I'm 5'7", and I won't tell you how much I weigh. I'm not comfortable with that just yet. But anyway, I've always been kind of a bigger girl, and I always feel like it just takes more to make me full. So anytime I'm on a diet, I tend to do calorie restriction. I count calories. I've used different apps, kept calorie journals, and I've never felt like I really ate super unhealthy. But I did notice that I tend to, even when I eat vegetables, I put olive oil on it, cook it in olive oil. And my family eats standard American diet. I was raised on the standard American diet, which is, pizzas, burgers, cheeses, milk, drink your milk to make you strong. Just the typical things that most people eat. We've had vegetables a lot, which is great, but of course they were seasoned with oil, and we had meat at every single meal. And still, my own family, my husband and my boys, still expect meat at every single meal. It's just the way Americans eat. It's just the way we're raised. So when I'm calorie restricting, or when I'm counting my calories, I typically am, to be able to get down in the calorie range that I'm supposed to be eating to lose weight, I am having to restrict myself in my portions so that I'm always feel hungry. So it's never sustainable for me. I will count calories, but I may eat on a typical diet, I might eat a lean, a chicken breast with a side of broccoli and a salad. Of course, the salad would have ranch dressing or whatever on it. And I would count calories and never feel full, ever. So I joined Noom, and one of the very first few lessons on that was about calorie density, which I don't know how I've dieted all these years and never knew about calorie density, calorie dense foods. So I started looking into that a little bit. I started on Noom, but I've done a lot of my own research and kind of changed things up a little bit over the last 40 days. And I've done a lot of reading and a lot of YouTube videos, and I've watched some seminars from doctors and things like that. And the healthiest diets that are really catching my attention or seem to be the most effective are the ones that talk about calorie density. Now, just kind of a brief, really I suggest that you look that up. Google it, watch some YouTube videos. That is how I have lost weight, was paying attention to calorie density. Because if the thing with calorie density is foods that have low calorie density would be vegetables are the most, fruits, then starches, beans and legumes, on up to animal products, and then oils. So if you want to lose weight, you've got to eat like large quantities, which is me. I have a hefty appetite. You need to eat foods that are low calorie density. So if you have a pound of food, a typical American eats 3 to 4 pounds of food a day. And what that food is going to determine whether or not you're overweight or not. So if you're eating 1 pound of vegetables, you're only getting about 100 calories. If you eat a pound of oil, of course you're not going to eat a pound of oil, but if you do, that's like 2,000 calories. And then, so it depends on what you're eating, the calorie density of your foods. You may only get a tablespoon of oil on your vegetables that you're eating, and the vegetables may only be 100 calories, but if you add a tablespoon of oil, then you are tripling the amount of calories in your food. So I was thinking, even when I was on a diet, that I was eating well and eating the right things, but I might be seasoning it with oil, which is the most calorie dense food there is, of all oils. And I thought I was doing great because I chose olive oil, but olive oil is super unhealthy, or it has a lot of calories in it. All animal proteins, even if you eat lean ones, all animal proteins have tons of calories in them, as well as dairy products. So if you're wanting to lose weight, which is what I was wanting, to get my body more healthy so that I'm not huffing and puffing. I'm also dealing with some joint pain, and I wasn't sleeping well. So there's some things that I felt like my body needed to improve on. So paying attention to calorie density, I have been really loading up on the vegetables. I have been eating tons of vegetables, and my portion sizes are huge, like huge, bigger than I typically would even eat, and it's keeping me totally full, yet the weight is just coming off. So it seems like every time I get on the scale, which I've been weighing every single day, but my weight loss graph is just going down because what I'm eating is not calorie dense. I'm eating tons of vegetables, just sauteed in water or roasted or steamed or whatever, seasoned. I'm putting all sorts of seasonings on them so they're super delicious. Starches, I'm getting starches, beans, all the things that are super healthy for you. And so the weight's just coming off. And one thing I always thought is, you're supposed to have protein. You've got to have protein in your diet. And I was thinking that pretty much only came from animal proteins, which is what we've always been taught. But that's not true. All the research that I've been reading and watching and learning about is how much protein there are in greens and beans and starches. All vegetables have protein as well. And I also found out that there's never been a medical term for a protein deficiency. If you eat a healthy diet, you're going to get plenty of protein. So you don't have to pack it on with animal proteins, and you don't need all those oils. The food that I'm eating right now is tasting delicious. Now, definitely what I'm doing is not perfect yet. I'm still learning. Every day I learn something else. I've really been reading a lot and watching a lot of seminars and reading from doctors and things like that so that I can learn more. But I've learned a lot so far, and in the first 40 days I've already lost 20 pounds, and I feel great. Even my sleep has improved. I still have some joint pain. That hasn't really gone away yet. I'm hoping that it will, the better I get my diet. But I thought maybe some of you had never even heard of calorie density as well. Lots of Americans struggle with weight loss and carry around extra weight, and it just causes all sorts of health problems. So I wanted to share with you what I learned about calorie density. If you are trying to figure out how to lose weight, I still need to lose a lot. I still have a long way to go, but I've come a long way in just 40 days. So, and I feel so full and vibrant and feel great. So I feel like this is just a journey that I'm just now starting, and I have a lot more to learn, and I look forward to being on this journey and learning a lot more. Right now, just like basically what I eat in a day in the mornings, I've been starting with a smoothie, and it is a pretty hefty smoothie. I'm putting in a cup and a half of frozen spinach. Don't worry, it doesn't make it taste like spinach. It still tastes like fruit. And a cup of mixed fruit or mixed berries, about a cup of almond milk, and is that all that I put in it? And just blend that up in my like Vitamix or little Magic Bullet blender or whatever, and drink it, and it's delicious. It just tastes, oh, and a banana. You have to have a banana in it. Banana is where the sweetness comes from. A full banana that's super extra ripe, because that makes it really sweet. Blend that up, and that makes a delicious smoothie that lasts me till lunch. And then lunch, I usually eat some sort of mixed vegetables, steamed, or like on a sweet potato with some beans, maybe some black beans on top of that, something like that. So usually a nice hearty big portion. And then for supper, I'm still cooking for my husband and 3 big athletic teenage boys. A huge salad on the side. I've been eating lots of salads for supper, and I may eat a little bit of what they're having or just leave it off, and then I have the veggies with it in the salad. Filling me up. I feel fantastic. I have lots of energy. I'm sleeping better. Give it a try. Look up calorie density, see what you can learn. Plant-based eating, both of those things will give you tons of information. Look up the book How Not to Die, or he's got a second one, How Not to Diet, and learn all you can about it. We need to be healthy. We need to change our diet. The standard American diet, which is acronym SAD, which is a SAD diet, it needs changing. It's making a lot of people really unhealthy. I don't really know how to sign off of these things, so see ya.